Oh, struck right on the helmet.
There are centuries. There are double centuries. And then there are matches that change careers. Adelaide, December 2014. India were in Australia. The scars of England earlier that year were still fresh. The team was rebuilding.
How disappointed are you about the manner of the defeat today?
Well, yes, the last three test matches, I think we were not really up to the mark. But
Searching, uncertain. And suddenly, everything shifted. MS Dhoni was injured. Virat Kohli was handed the captaincy, not in Delhi, not in Mumbai, but in Australia. His first test as captain against Australia at Adelaide Oval, and Australia came hard. They posted 517 in the first innings. David Warner, Michael Clarke, Steve Smith. Runs flowed, pressure mounted. India was staring at a mountain. When Kohli walked in, this wasn't just another innings. This was introduction. The first thing you noticed was intent. Mitchell Johnson charged in. The same Johnson who had terrorized England the previous year. Short ball, fast, hostile.
Oh, there's a start. There's a lovely...
Yep, he's the juice, this bloke. He can really play.
He drove on the up. He stepped into the bounce. This was not reckless aggression. This was psychological warfare. He was sending a message. I'm not here to endure. I'm here to compete. He built his innings with control. Solid defense outside off.
Touch short.
Compact footwork against Lion. Calculated aggression when bowlers erred.
And the batsmen have been able to play their strokes.
That classic Kohli cover drive is poetry in motion. Balance, elegance and absolute authority.
Starts with a rank long hop.
4 fours in his first 3.
The moment Kohli plays the cover drive, the field freezes and the ball just obeys.
Oh, that's a better shot.
Get your VCR, tape that, play it back to the kids.
Oh, it's over-pitched. That's a big gap. And that is beautiful timing.
He reached his 100, his first test century as captain.
Need to see a lot of Kohli.
It's in the air. Ryan Harris.
115, but this was not the defining act, because Australia still led, and the match was far from over. Then came the fourth innings. Target, 364. In Australia, history said draw. Logic said survive. But Kohli chose something else. He chose belief. India began the chase with clarity. This was not about shutting shop. This was about winning. The tempo was different. The body language was different. And at the center of it all was the captain. He batted with maturity early, left well, defended tight, rotated strike. Then slowly, he accelerated. He flicked off his pads with timing.
The Adelaide Test. Some players have cashed in this game.
When Johnson went short, Kohli didn't duck into a shell. He countered. Every boundary felt like a statement. The scoreboard began to move. Australia felt pressure.
Oh, it's over-pitched. That's a big gap.
For a moment, the impossible felt possible.
Oh, you
Partnerships
like seeing that as
formed. The crowd grew nervous, and Kohli grew taller. He crossed 50, then 70, then 90. He was not playing for a milestone. He was playing for history.
He's got plenty, Virat Kohli, and you can see what it means to him. This has been a serious examination of mental and physical toughness and talent and skill and concentration, the lot. And he has passed with flying colours. 200s in the match, the second player to do so on the 5th day and to score at nearly a run a ball.
He reached 141 in the 4th innings. As captain, in Australia. Let that settle. 100 in the first innings, 100 in the chase. In his first test as captain, this was not just skill, this was mindset. India were 48 runs short in the end. The result said defeat. But something deeper had shifted. Before Adelaide, India overseas often played not to lose. After Adelaide, India began playing to win. That mentality defined the Kohli era. Aggressive declarations, fast bowling attacks abroad, chasing targets instead of settling for draws. It began here. Adelaide was not about 115. It was not even about 141. It was about belief, about refusing to shrink on foreign soil, about redefining what Indian Test cricket could be. For Kohli personally, this match erased doubts. He was no longer just a promising batsman. He was a leader, a confrontational leader, one who would rather fall chasing victory than survive for a draw. And that philosophy would shape the next 7 years of Indian Test cricket. Centurion showed resistance. Adelaide showed ambition. This was the day the captain arrived. The day Indian Test cricket changed tone. The day Kohli stopped being the future and became the present. Next chapter, Perth, where pace, bounce and Australian hostility would test him again. But by then, he was no longer proving himself. He was defining himself. If you believe cricket is more than just scorecards, subscribe, because here we go beyond highlights, from stumps to story.